That's the one thing that Discord is really good at. It reports right away when we go live, which I think is really cool. Um, I don't normally like with everything else. It's like really terrible. You know, it waits like forever. I told you that one time. Boy, you got fuzzy all of a sudden. Are you fuzzy on your side? You see
Am I?
your camera? Your camera, yeah. You look like super.
Hey, come focus. There we go. No, focus again.
Oh my God, the cat just came in here. No, go away.
We are a
No,
disaster.
I swear, I swear, he's had all day, and now the cat shows up. He's just jumped on the desk, and when he does that, it's because he wants something. It's not out of love. It's not out of whatever. He's coming to communicate with me. So, no, you wait. You've had all day. You'll wait. He's like, don't worry, I'll just poop on the floor like a. How are you, Ella? I'm saying that like
I'm
we don't
good.
talk all day. Good, good. Hello, everyone. Oh, you'll see the baby in a second. He's rounding the table. He's rounding the corner here, and what he does is he sits on the edge of my desk like a gargoyle. He sits there and he won't look at me. He's really passive aggressive about it until I turn, until he can get to my attention. He's like, "Don't look at me and don't touch me," you know. But her cat is super sweet. He'll come in like look at her like she's like the most amazing thing ever, and she swaddles him like a baby. Mine is like
Oh,
super macho. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be loved. So it's okay. Whatever.
Chris, I can hear myself just a little bit. I'm so sorry.
Oh, hold on.
I got
How's
really
that?
loud again all of a sudden. Test, test. Much better. Thank you.
Okay. Hey
Yeah,
everyone.
Austin's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He is. He is a good guy. He's a good guy. So, well, it's good to see everyone. How are you guys all doing? We're going to do a fun little stream this afternoon. We decided to do a stream about um, fish bowls. I'm sorry, like I am, like my brain, like you can ask Ella. The
It's
last
the
couple, like
Thursday stream. It's the Thursday stream. We're always a little bit, we're tired, you know?
it is. We're tired. It catches up with us, especially like after web comics and all that stuff. That takes a lot out of me. So, and then I was just telling her we were looking for a file right before because I was going to show you guys something, and then mid search I forgot what I was looking for, and she's like, "Okay, Grandpa, here we go." She's slowly going to get me retired before you know it. So anyway, so we're going to look at a concept called the fishbowls, and if you're familiar with Flux Destiny lore, or if you're not, I'm going to give you a refresher on what it is. So, in the world of Flux Destiny, I'm going to switch over here the view so you can see it. Okay, these things. So, when you create Flux Destinies in Flux Destiny, you have to use something called a fishbowl or a canvas. And canvases are like this special material that is used to create large Flux Destinies. You know, like buildings and neighborhoods and things like that. It's very expensive, and it's not something that most people just like, oh, let me go grab some canvas. Like it's really expensive. So um fish bowls are an alternative. They are like these, and they're called fish bowls. They don't necessarily look like fish bowls, but they're basically containers that hold little Flux Destinies. So if you are a kid and you want to create one, you can create one in a Flux Destiny. You can transport your Flux Destiny creations from one Flux Destiny to the other because it can't leave a Flux Destiny. If it does, it'll disappear, right? Um, Entity was asking, can anyone use a fishbowl? Yeah, anyone can. Usually they're like, they sell them in like almost like chemistry sets, that kids can play with. They teach with them in school. So it's pretty accessible to everyone. But you can't really do anything major with one of these as a kid, right? So they're relatively safe. Unless you like, I guess if you put your hamster in one and let the karma like run out, I guess you'll collapse and lose your hamster. I guess I
Oh,
haven't thought of something that like dark. but I guess there is some inherent danger if you're a small creature and get into a fishbowl that's collapsing, I guess. So, um, anyway, so these are the different. So here's some art from the Flux Fantasy core rulebook that shows some examples of what fishbowls look like, and they come in so many different shapes and sizes. And these are not like the only ones. They, when you're creating one, you can create what it looks like. Um, here's some right here. We've got this cool one that looks like a bonsai tree, but is actually like a small, like vignette of like a field, and it would have like little birds flying around and stuff like that. We've got over here. Oops, sorry, I'm clicking the wrong thing. We've got over here. This one, number 3, is a fishbowl that's used to move a little, little designer creature that someone made in one Flux Destiny to take it home with them or to take it to another Flux Destiny. I actually like the more fishbowl looking ones. That's kind of like, because of my limited imagination, I always thought those were cool. This one I really like, the last one too, that has a handle that you can kind of carry it around with you. What do you like, Ella? Do you have a preference of these?
I like the round ones. That's what I always think of when like creating the fish bowls. And let
Yeah.
me know if you guys can hear me. Somebody was saying that I was really quiet in the chat, so let me know if you can hear me,
Oh,
and we'll try to figure it out. Um, but I like the round ones the best. That's just my personal preference because when I think about the fish bowls, I think about them as this round sort of crystal ball like thing that they could be like handheld. I think of them like pokeballs. That's how I think of them, and so I think of them little circles and handheld. So
yeah. I guess. I'm not surprised. I figured you and I would have kind of the same taste on that. So, so how do you want to do this? So what we're going to do is so in this particular session, we're going to take some advice to some thoughts from you guys to spin up our own fish bowls here, and I'm going to draw them for you guys. And then we're going to do a future session where we do Flux Destinies, and we'll take a canvas and we will create like something big, like a city or something on top of it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I was really excited about this one as she proposed this, and I was like, what a fun idea. I was like, why don't I have any good ideas? Damn. Okay.
Chris, don't say that about yourself.
Thank you, Ella. Thank you. Someone's
You have
finally
great
defending
ideas.
me from myself. Okay. All right. So I'll let Ella will lead the way, and let me prepare the canvas here while she leads the way, and we'll go from there. And maybe we want
Yeah.
to pick what kind of fishbowl they want.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what we're going to start with is you can kind of see or remember the stuff that Chris just showed us. Kind of, the square fish bowl, the round fish bowls. You could do, a very different shape, like kind of like a soda can or any of these shapes. We want to pick something that we want to pick the shape of it to start, and then we'll kind of zoom into it and draw what's inside. But the first thing is we want to pick the shape. So do we want it to be round like a classic fish bowl? Do we want it to be more like a trophy case? Do we want it to kind of look like a soda can, or do we want it to look like, a lunchbox? What do you think is the shape that you want to make this fish bowl?
I got my
And we
pen
just want
ready.
to
So
use
you guys start and vote, and then we'll get drawing.
message in a bottle type fish bowl. That's a great idea.
That's actually really cool. Message it like
Lunchbox.
so. You want me to make it like bottle shaped, snow globe
Yeah, so
shaped?
like the container would be bottle shaped, and then you would draw whatever we decide in it.
Okay,
Snow globe shaped.
and
Lunchbox.
we're gonna do a couple of these. So
Okay.
don't worry if it's if the first one doesn't go through, we will just make sure this is working so you can see that.
So there's a
Okay.
couple of votes for like kind of a snow globe shape, flat on the bottom and then dome,
Okay.
on the top. But I really like message in a bottle too. So we do maybe one that's more classic with just sort of the dome, and then one that's maybe a little bit more funky, like
Okay.
the.
So, oops, I understand. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's start with the classic one, and
Mhm.
then we'll go into the more advanced shapes. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay, so the next question is what environment should we make? So we'll kind of go broad and then we'll shrink down to some, to the details. What kind of environment do we want to be in? Do we want to be in a forest, in a city, in space, under the ocean? Let's go wide because then we can build the buildings and stuff a little bit different. Space, a city, under the ocean. We got a couple of different votes here. Okay, so we've got. I think space has won this one, sort of hands down.
Space. Okay.
Space. Yeah. Let's. I think that what we should do. Oh, hey, Mildra. How are you?
Hey, Mildra.
Um, that's so cool that you stopped in. So, we should probably do it on the surface of a planet. That like, and the space is sort of in the top part, the like atmosphere. So we'll do
It,
this like.
it's so funny that you guys. I started designing something that was kind of spacey when you
Yeah.
right before you got, and I wasn't even thinking about space, and I started doing kind of this space looking one. So that's a good. Sorry, my texts are. That's my text. So sorry.
You're a popular guy. It's all right. Okay, so we'll do it. We'll do it kind of like surface of what kind of planet do you guys want us to be on the surface of? Is it more like a moon type surface, a Mars type surface? We'll do kind of an environment that's like on a planet. Maybe it's like uh it's more like a spaceship. What kind of now that we're in space, what kind of thing do you want us to build around? Mars, icy planet? Okay.
I'll let you pick, Ellen, and you tell me your determination, and I'll go from there.
We should do ice. We should do an ice planet because Mildred's here. King of,
Okay.
of Frost has graced us. So I feel
Okay. So
like
we're gonna
we
stay
have to.
frosty in here, right?
Yeah.
So
So
okay.
we've got kind of this icy planet, and we'll have space sort of up in the atmosphere, right? Um
Okay. Could you describe that again? Sorry, I was
yeah.
distracted for a
So
second.
like we've got kind of this like icy planet, right?
Okay.
But then like we have space, you know what I mean? It's clearly like a planet. It's not just like the North
Okay.
Pole, you know what I
So
mean?
do you want like a zoomed in? Like, are we looking at kind of like what we did with the bonsai looking tree, where there's like we're at a really close in? Are we looking at the planet from space, or what kind of elevation are we at?
I don't know. What do you think? Because it would be cool to kind of build something on this planet, like a fortress or something, but we don't have to. We could do a zoomed out and we could have other elements in this fishbowl, you know.
So what we could do, let me see. Um, let me see here. Um, all right, let me show you the options. One thing we could do is if we want it zoomed out, so you guys want to see like, okay, let's do something. You want to see shooting stars and stuff. Okay, so we'll do two options. Let me see if you guys like this. So we'll kind of put in here like a landscape. And you said it was like with mountains, right?
Yeah, like an icy sort of frozen world.
Okay. So we're gonna put some mountains in here.
I already really love this.
Oh,
I see where you're going with it and I already really
oh, awesome.
really
Okay.
enjoying it. Yeah, yeah.
And then we've got some more mountains over here. Now, fish bowls, unlike Flux Destinies have what we call dimensional expansion. So, I'm sorry, not a flux, a canvas. A canvas has what's called dimensional expansion, which means that it can be bigger on the inside than it is its actual surface area. You can't do that with canvases, fish bowls. You can do that with canvases, not fish bowls. And then you wanted to have a city, you said?
Well, I haven't asked yet.
Oh, oh.
We haven't got to that part yet. Let me ask. I'll ask my next question. So chat, what kind of structure? We need like a structure on this planet. Do we want it to be like a castle or like a fortress of solitude, or a space station? What kind of structure or no structure? Maybe it's just no structure, maybe it's just the planet.
Why don't we make Mildra's palace? No, not palace, monastery. We can
Oh
make
yeah, his temple.
the temple if he's still here. So this is on a planet, and then and the cool thing about these is that you can have like they have their own atmospheres and everything. So it's like it's a whole little pocket reality in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're looking at this from like space, like okay, you can. I noticed people were talking about shooting stars earlier, but you can have a starry sky. You can have a little. And then if we want to put like a temple, like let's say, if Mildra's here or not, regardless, we're going to do this for him. We're going to give him a nice temple. Are we going to put it in the valley, or are we going to put it on top of one of these mountains? What do you think?
I would say on top.
On top of, okay, so let's do. So let's give him a little like. What we'll do is actually I'll put it over here so it's in the foreground. So we'll say there's this little like cliff
Mm-hmm.
right here.
So, entity, to answer your question, you could potentially go into a fishbowl if you were small enough. You would have to probably be somebody who uses biochemistry or a very small like clock bot. But then it would be a big task. You'd need somebody to help you make sure that the fishbowl is always going, because they go out pretty quickly. You know what I mean? They're kind of like matches. And you could restart them obviously, but anytime a Flux Destiny, you know, gets snuffed out, anything inside of it sort of goes away. So I think it would be a very dangerous thing. You'd be much better off just making a Flux Destiny
Yeah.
than trying to go into a fishbowl.
Yeah, I wouldn't play around. Fishbowls are pretty. Um, fishbowls are pretty. It's unstable. It's not something you want to like screw around with, right? Like to put your
Yeah.
life inside one. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, there's something about that. Fishbowls are kind of like pictures. You know what I mean? Like they're like Polaroids. Like sometimes they work, sometimes they don't kind of they don't work very well, and they fizzle out really fast. And then you turn them back on, and they're kind of there like you left them, but sometimes stuff inside is messed up.
It's
They're not the
because
best.
the way that they work is that you want to be sure that you're hold on, let me see, turn this a little bit so it's like actually level. Okay. um, like a fishbowl has its own little gearbox, just like Flux Destinies do. So when it snuffs out, when it like collapses, like she said, you can start it back up. But if there was anything inside of it living, it would be gone, right? But it would just be like restarting a computer, sort of thing. Um, so it's a little different. It's still something that you don't want to. It doesn't mean that whatever's alive in there would survive. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like designing this kind of By the way, I walked my dog this afternoon. No joke. Someone installed an observatory on their house. Okay. Like,
No way.
like, it was really amazing. It's probably the size of like it was on the top of their house. It's not like, don't think like grand observatory. I'm not talking like observatory, like, a science one. I'm talking like it was probably the size of like a car, you know?
Mm.
And it was the wildest thing. I've never seen it. I'm like in these like random suburbs. There's this observatory. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I
That
want one now.
is wild. Yeah, I mean, you see something, you're like, and that's what I should be putting my
And
money
that, yeah,
into.
exactly. Exactly. Okay, so we've got put little minarets or something on top of this. Then we've got a courtyard here. Look at me. Who am I all of a sudden? Bob Ross over here.
I know you're doing great. I really like it.
Okay, so we've got that overlooking the valley down here, and in this valley, what we could do is, hold on, let me fix this a bit. In this valley, we can have down in the valley below, we can have like a city, like a little town that it overlooks. You can have little.
Okay, so I'll ask the last question now for any final sort of as you're finishing this up.
Oh, let me
Um
put that. Hold on, let me put the little shooting star up here. Okay, good. You can go ahead now.
is there any sort of fantasy elements, y'all, that we should add in? I mean, I know we're already in space, but should there be a mythical creature or like, you know, I don't know, some kind of time warp or something else, or is it perfect as is? Is it, do we like the way that it looks, or should we add any final elements to it? And to be fair, with the fishbowl, the more you add, the worse it gets. you know
The more she basically means the more karma it requires to do it. It's like you.
yeah.
It's like the more complicated it is, the more batteries it basically needs, right? To which is karmic batteries. The more karma it needs to stay spun up. So
Two twin suns and moons, a space
oh,
dragon.
a space. Well, I kind of have it at nighttime. I can change it to daytime if you want me to change it to daytime with twin
Maybe
sun.
maybe two, maybe add two moons, maybe twin moons.
Okay, twin moons. Okay.
Because we like the shooting star and stuff, like, is really nice. And that will be like our fantasy, our fantastical element. Their tides must be crazy.
Absolutely.
I
So
really like this. This is
thank
really
you.
cute.
It's got a little like, and then what you would do is it has a go away. I'm on a stream right now. Go away. Go away. Go away. You had all day and now you came here. No, go away. Go away. Go away. I love you, but go away. We'll put a little bit of a glow. Hold on.
Aww.
We're gonna put a little glow around it. Hold on. I
I feel like
imagine,
the.
huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I just kind of imagine that it's such a like cool thing to have like a fishbowl in your house, like
Hmm.
because you have all these like different settings that you could do, and I imagine people collect them and have them, like there was one. Do you remember that one that Nick's designed that was like really formal? Like there was a formal,
Yeah.
like there was a one that was like for rich people's houses, right? Like you'd walk in and there'd be like this amazing fishbowl there that was really like, you know, ornate and stuff.
Yeah, it was like one that you kind of like plug into a karma battery, in your
Yeah.
home. It was not like one that you spin up. It was one that you like keep for trophy trophies or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because as you guys may know, like sometimes different electronics, they like go into the house. It's like karma becomes sort of like electricity, and this fishbowl was like one of those where you could plug it into the karma source and it would like never go out.
Okay, so what's next? So here I put a little light here from the moon. The moons are. I swear. I swear.
If you
Go
need to
away.
take a break, we can take a break.
No, okay. All right. Sorry. Okay.
So I think the next one, I've already starting to see ideas. The next one, it's gonna be like in a bottle, message in a
Okay.
bottle type. But they're saying that it needs to be like kind of piratey themed, Caribbean, and like a kraken is
Okay.
the main element.
Let me do this. Ella, can you entertain them for 1 second while I go and
Don't leave.
before the cat like breaks
Of course.
something? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
I'll just be
Yeah,
1 second. Sorry.
of course.
But wait, I
So
can't go. Look, he's gonna be forced to be on live with you. Kitty, say hi.
Hi,
Hold on. No,
buddy.
you wanted to be live. Now you're live.
He's like, no, I don't want to.
He's a
You're
big cat
shy.
too. Look how big he is. Look,
Oh.
giant cat.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
Dad, stop. Okay, so we've got the ship message in a bottle. We've got the sort of pirate theme, the Kraken, but what kind of do we want, like some kind of structure or building or pirate ship that the Kraken is fighting inside of this? Or do we want it to just be like a beautiful beach scene for this inside this fishbowl? I really like the fishbowls in a bottle. A destroyed ship versus a whale. Okay, maybe. Just so you guys know, Chris is amazing. I'm trying to get Chris to post his sketches. We have actually a couple of sketches of like buildings. He's an amazing environmental designer, and I have to get him to show you guys sometimes because it's really good. And this is just like a little taste of like the really cool stuff that he can do. Um
Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry. I didn't
it's
know if I
okay.
interrupted you.
No, we were just talking about how good of an environmental designer
Thank
are.
you. All this love today.
I was saying,
Thank
well, I was
you.
saying that we need to show because I've seen your stuff, and a lot of it is like, behind the scenes stuff that they can't see yet. But I said one day I want to get it shown.
Well, and there's gonna be. I'm doing a lot more environmental stuff now, so we're gonna see. You know, we're gonna see some of that stuff anyway as part of this process. Whoops. Okay, so let's start our next one. So, um,
So the main consensus seems to be that it's like it's a big message in a bottle, that it's the ocean and they want a kraken fighting some kind of pirate ship.
okay.
And you doesn't have to be the whole like it doesn't have to be crazy, you know what I mean?
What you just
Um
said was crazy.
I just mean like you don't have to show like all of the like body of the kraken, you know what I mean?
Okay. All right. All right. Let's try it. Let's see if I can make a kraken for you. I'm gonna try my best. Okay. What is the
do I
kraken
need
even?
to
I need some reference.
do
Can
I
you
need to look up some reference for
can
you?
you slack me a reference just so I can?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me make the bottle. I love the idea of the bottle one. That's really cool.
I know. I like that too. Krakens are just like really big squids.
Let me see. I love my new pen so much. We're going on what, like a month and a half now?
Mhm.
It's been like this amazing romance, okay?
Oh.
Me and this pen. I just love this pen.
You know, I like this ship in the bottle so much that like I'm rethinking my ideas for Flux Destinies all the time. Like I'm rethinking what I'm want to do with fish bowls.
Right? There's so many cool things you can do with them if you using these kind of like interesting shapes and
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people, you know, you have to think outside the box a little bit because if you're really good at making fish bowls and like say you're an ink fighter or something, you could be like, show me a battle. Like I'm gonna put in myself and like a figure of myself and a figure of my opponent, and I'm gonna see who wins. You know what I mean? And you could like
right,
watch it like a reel, you know?
right. Okay. Oh my, I don't know if you can hear my cat, but he is having a meltdown.
Oh.
I don't know what his problem is today. He's over there like he does this thing where like certain times of the day he'll just start like meowing really loud in the house.
Mm.
Like he lost me or something.
It's like, where'd you go?
Yeah.
Thought we were hanging out, bro.
And then I'll go like see him and then he'll be like, "Get away, you obsessed weirdo." I was like, "Oh my god." Okay. Always just on your terms, I guess.
Hmm.
I remember when I was a
What
kid
would
and
you? Oh
oh, sorry, what?
no, say what you were gonna say first.
I was just gonna say I remember when I was a kid and we used to take, you know how they give you those tests and stuff that you have to take, like, your physical tests, like your ears and your sight, and then they would do these tests about like your geometrical perception, like your ability
Mm-hmm.
to, rotate shapes and stuff. And back then, when I used to take those tests, I thought I was such a badass because like, oh, I can do this. Like I'm like a
Mm-hmm.
computer or whatever. Now I'm shadow of my former self, but I at the time I was like I could flip shapes in my mind, and I thought I was so cool in advance for that. I was an arrogant little child.
I remember those tests very vividly because they had that eye test in school, and I was the type of kid who was so nervous about looking like a bad kid that the person in front of me would go and I couldn't see because I needed glasses. And so they'd say, "Okay, cover your eye and read the first line," and they would read the first line, and then I would go up and they'd be like, "Okay, Ella, read the first line," and I'd cover my eye and I would just repeat what the kid in front of me said,
Oh,
and then
oh, you
they were
memorized
like,
it?
"Yep." I memorized it because I thought that it was a test. You know, I thought
Yeah.
that it was something was wrong with me, and I couldn't see it. And they never found out because they didn't ever tell us like, "Hey, this is for your health." You know what I mean? They
Oh,
were like,
that's
"This
so
is a
funny.
test," and
That's
I was like,
so
"I don't want to
funny.
fail this test." And then they didn't find out that I needed glasses for a very long time. So
Oh, that's so funny that you thought that.
I know, I know. It
I
speaks a
had a
lot to who I am. I feel like.
well, I had a friend like in 5th grade. He wasn't really a friend. He was in my class, but I remember him coming to the conclusion or understanding sometimes when you watch certain programs on TV, they have the sign language interpreter in the
Mm-hmm.
corner, like signing at the bottom. He said he always thought that was the conductor, which I thought
Not
was really
quite.
funny. That they were like conducting the I don't remember what the program was, but anyway, look at this bottle. Look at this
I love
bottle.
this bottle.
Oh my gosh. This bottle. Okay, let me erase this here. All right. So, all right, where were we now? We want krakens. Is that what krakens and oceans and stuff?
Yeah, a
Okay.
pirate ship Kraken battle.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try my best. Okay.
You got
So
this.
let me look at what references Ella sent me. Okay, it's basically a squid. Okay. All right, a pirate ship. Okay, so first we got to get the water in there. We're gonna get this like. Actually, first no, we're gonna put the ship in there because the water can come second. So we'll have the ship. I'm gonna try to do this from memory. Okay, I'm gonna try to draw a pirate ship completely from memory. Okay.
You got this.
Hey, Josh. Draw us Hugo. Yeah, I could draw a big Hugo like coming over the ship and like you know. Okay, let's see if I can draw a pirate ship.
What would you have in a fishbowl? Like, what would you make your fishbowl?
Me, I would do a
Mm-hmm.
I would do a space one. I would either do a space one. I would do a okay, this is really obscure. This is really obscure. Actually, this kind of relates to something that that you that you and I were when we were doing the videos for like old video games. Remember? Remember I was telling
Yes,
you
I
about.
do.
Okay, do you remember Zelda 2 when we were talking about Zelda 2 and I gave you the
Mm-hmm.
whole history of Zelda 2? Okay, if you watch the intro to Zelda 2, I would want to have that opening sequence with the Master Sword and whatever in a fishbowl. That's me.
That's really cool.
So,
That is really cool. I really like that. Trying to think of what I'd probably have a fantasy setting. That's probably I yeah, like a Lord of the Rings, you know, something like that. Uh, that's really cool though. Now I'm rethinking the Master Sword thing is pretty cool. I'd probably have several of them. You know, I
you
don't
know,
think I could ever stop
yeah, and
them.
you could have many of them. They don't have to be like, they're relatively cheap, you know?
Hmm.
The problem is you just have to take care of them because they're
Yeah, that's the problem.
that's the problem, right? Is like you gotta take care of your fish bowls, and it's kind of like having a Tamagotchi, I guess.
Yeah, unless you're rich and you can just plug them in, you know,
Yeah.
which not everybody.
Well, I could see them being plugged, like you could plug them in and stuff. I could see that. I don't think that's like a big, I could see that
Yeah,
being okay.
it's like a
Um,
phone, you know, like you just plug
yeah,
it back in. The problem is that if you take it off, you know what I mean?
right,
Probably there's probably different versions of fish bowls too, you know what I mean? Like older ones are like all circles, you know what I mean? And you can't plug those ones in, so they've died, you know, long ago.
right.
This ship looks really good.
Thank you. I'm doing it totally from memory, so it better look good.
You say from memory as if like you've been on a ship, like, oh yeah, I'm trying to remember my pirate ship. I can't
I'm
I
trying to
can't
do
compute.
cliche pirate ships from memory.
Yeah, it looks good.
And we got the tentacles, the squid. We'll call this the we'll call this the Hugo.
The ship
Even the
or
ship the
the
ship will be called the Hugo. Okay. Then we've got the Kraken down here, and then like he's breaking the masts and the sails and stuff. And then maybe it's over his head is over here.
This is really really cool. This is really good.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. We're gonna put a big old. Oh, let me see if I can get the eyes right. We're gonna have a giant eye over here. I'll put the water when I'm done. And then we put the water. And, oh, hold on, I'm doing that wrong. We need to make the water like sloshing around. It's like
Mhm. Mhm. I
some of
like
it's
your
going
use of
here.
space in the fish bowls, you know? I think
Oh,
some less creative like it looks like it's in the. It doesn't look like it's just floating. Like it looks like it's in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's cool. Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad that you feel that way with it because I'm trying to make it.
I feel like some escape artists, some people who make fish bowls are just like it's just floating. You know what I mean in the middle of the fish bowl. But I like
Yeah.
how you've like got this your use of space here.
Yeah, I want them like I think that they should feel like if you're talented at making them, they should
Hmm.
feel they should feel really realistic. In fact, there's a scene in the next book. I think I read that scene to you. The one that Hugo was making.
Yes,
Remember, there's
I
a scene.
remember.
Yeah, there's a scene in there, and where Hugo is having to make a fishbowl um, as a fishbowl project for class, and a scene happens during his creation of doing that. And I think it's more challenging for some people than others, some escape artists, because some of them are just not creative, right? So if you were a creative escape artist like Marco, you would probably make a really, really good fishbowl, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and we need to put a little stand here. Hold on. A little.
Well, Chris, you continue to surprise and amaze me because I never know how these are going to turn out. These new lives that we're doing, and I always just trust that you're going to be amazing like you always are. So
Oh, you're a sweetheart. I try when I'm starting one of these, I'm like, oh my God, please don't look stupid.
it looks
Please, I
really
was like,
cool.
please turn out looking good.
No,
So,
I'm excited for these to go in the book.
and then we've got to
These are
add,
freaking cool.
we're gonna add a little bit of, like I did before, some little glow over here. Hold on. What on earth? Hold on. Chris? Sometimes I talk to myself like I'm an angry parent. I'm like, Chris, what's wrong with you? Make a mistake and sorry.
You're too hard on yourself.
I am glowing a little bit. There we go. All right. There you go.
Yay, that was a lot of fun.
That was a fun one to do. All right. Give me another one. Let's do.
You want another one? Okay.
Let's do what time did we start this? 5:30? Let's do one more. What do you think?
Well, why don't you pick one? Why don't you pick one to do?
Uh I I can't make decisions right now. You guys pick one. You guys pick. I can draw what I want
Okay.
all day. You guys pick. I don't know what I do. I like when you guys pick.
Okay, I'll give some. Should we do something that's like
Oh, a
maybe in the
pyramid. I saw.
desert?
So, yeah, that's kind of cool. So Mark just said a pyramid shaped one, which would be really cool.
Yeah, I like
Okay,
that.
I'm going to start making that the shape while you guys talk about what it's going to be about.
Okay, so what kind of environment do we want? A jungle? Yeah, I was thinking maybe we do kind of like an Indiana Jones one, you know? But what do you guys think? What do you want in there? You could do classic like desert look. Could
Tiny
do
Coke bowl. Shut up, Josh. He thinks that would slip by me. I saw that. Tiny Coke bowl. You guys are the worst.
a crystal skull structure.
Oh, within there.
Mm-hmm. I think we're gonna kind of do. They're trying to do like an Indiana Jones type theme. You got the pyramid, but then inside it's sort of like a jungle, temple, like ruined temple type thing.
Okay. Oh, let me shrink this a bit. It's a little too big. Boy, the time flew really fast this time.
I know. We normally take a couple of minutes to get into it, and that takes time. We're
Yeah.
ramblers, you and I.
Okay. So we've got our base here.
Mm-hmm. Looks really good.
Thank you. Okay, so what are we gonna do in it? What did you guys decide? I
I
keep
think
making.
we want like a jungle, um, and then like kind of a ruined temple vibe, you know?
Okay.
Josh asks, can bowls be any shape? Yeah, they could be any shape. We just made one that was like a bottle shape. It sort of depends, like if you people don't necessarily like make them, you know what I mean? You have to get them special ordered in specific shapes if you want something specific. Like this pyramid one and the circle ones and the just like square box ones are much more common, than anything else. So yeah, if you want something very specific, I'm sure there's people who make specialized, curvy fish bowls, that like look like snakes or, whatever you want. So they don't necessarily have to be a specific shape, but I'm sure that the defaults are pretty basic.
Yeah, the cheapest ones are going to be like the literal fishbowl one, and I think that's where they really get their name from, was from the default ones that look like fish bowls.
Yeah.
And then what makes them unique, what makes them, they're made of a similar crystal. So canvas material that you create Flux Destinies on is created on these sheets made of very special crystal. There's a certain type of crystal that allows this to be made. The fish bowls are made from a similar material, so it's as long as it has this essentially crystal container, you can mold it basically into any shape you want. It's just obviously going to be more expensive the more complicated it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so we've
sure
got
there
our.
are fish bowl artisans out there.
Oh yeah, I don't even know what you call a. I haven't really come up with this yet, but I don't know what you call a fish bowl. Like, like when you make a you know, Taurus Tauruses are made in foundries, right? There's Taurus foundries, but I don't know what you
They're
would make.
probably this is going to sound like a drug. It's not a drug. They're like crystal blowers, instead of glass blowing, they're blowing crystal. I told you it sounded like a
That's funny. I love that. Okay. I like that. Okay. Sorry, I got so caught up drawing this pyramid, I totally forgot. We're drawing a jungle now?
jungle.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, jungle. Like, have you ever played Temple Run? You know what I mean?
Okay.
That iPhone game.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. And you want a jungle with a what? There was something in there.
Like ruins, like ancient,
Ruins. Okay.
like
Ancient
stone,
ruins.
like I think Indiana Jones' first movie.
Okay. I heard something about a skull earlier too. You want like a skull-shaped temple? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Why doesn't the temple be skull shaped?
Okay, let's do that.
This is a popular children's book in the Flux Destiny universe. The Stone Skull. I'm just kidding. I'm just making stuff up now.
That's okay. They believe you. As long as you say it with if you say it with authority, they believe it.
I'll write something about each of these, where whose home they're in, why they made them.
Me drawing skulls like I know what anatomy is. Whoops. Nothing is more like, do you know what? Just a quick little side note. Do you know what's like I find really satisfying?
What?
When it's like 8 o'clock and I'm working on a webcomic page or something
Mm.
or art, and the place is like really quiet, and I just have my music, which everyone knows what kind of music I like to listen to. And
Mm.
I listen to that music, and um, I just like get in the zone, and I just
Mm.
draw, and it's like just the best, best feeling to do that. That's like I would do that over anything else. Like that's
Really?
just I don't know. I find it so satisfying, and I'm just like really in my zone.
I find myself doing that too. I agree. I agree with you because the other night I was sitting in bed and I was doing the RPG. It's the middle of the
Hmm.
night and I'm like typing this like the craziest scenarios. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't believe I'm getting paid for this. You know what I mean? Like I can't believe I'm like writing this thing about ink fighters, you know what I mean? And a new chapter for our Patreon story and I'm sitting there and I'm really proud of it, really smug, and I'm like, I'm making up stuff, you know what I mean, for a living, and I really enjoy it.
And you're good at it. She's really good at it.
Thank you.
She's very good at it. She's always writing stuff. She's like, "You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it." I'm like, "It's, it's really good."
I want it to fit. I so desperately want it
Yeah. Well,
to make sense because I
you
make
do
up
a
stuff a lot.
well. You make up some pretty good stuff. So
Well, thank you.
okay. So we've got our little thing here, and we can start. I can't believe I drew this skull with very little effort. This is new for me. Okay, then we're gonna draw some like the building part, like the temple parts around it. Like it's gonna have like this.
I like how it looks like it's scowling. I like how you made it do that.
I can't resist putting those kind of like contour lines on it.
Mm.
I have gone crazy with eyebrows. Like the eyebrows I
No
draw
doubt.
now are like out of control. Like I don't know. You just have to see the recent.
I've seen them.
Yeah, and I draw with a lot of detail now, and I'm having so much fun drawing these hyper detailed eyebrows now. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I'll be like, Chris, where's the next page? And he'll be like, it's not done yet, but look at this eyebrow. And I'll be like, it's very good. You're right. You're right. Take all the time that you need because it's so good.
By the way, if you notice, you start off. This is the same thing like when we talk about when we're drawing people. When you're going to draw any sort of architecture, just start off with shapes, right? Just start with the basic shapes, and then you can go in and start cutting things out, right? So if I make this into into these general shapes for a temple, and then I can go back and start cutting out, like once I have everything like the major masses of the temple figured out, then I can go and start adding details. So if I wanted to make this almost like Skeletor's castle, Gray Skull, right? That's what it was called. I
Yes.
used to love that show, and I forgot the name of it. Castle Gray Skull. That's what. No, is that where Skeletor lives? No, that's where He-Man is, right?
Yes.
I don't remember. Oh my god, I can't remember. Which one was it?
Doesn't he say for the power of Grayskull to activate his power?
Yeah, so he lives in Grayskull. He-Man
Yeah.
does. Yeah. I used to watch that show. I used to love that show, and I can't. How did I forget that? Now I'm going to be canceled by everyone because I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's what's going to cancel us.
That's it. It was
Snake Mountain. That's where
Snake
Skeletor
Mountain.
lives.
That's good. Okay. So we're gonna add all
You would
these.
think that Castle Grayskull would be where he lives. It's very fitting.
You'd think so, right? You'd understand why I'd be confused. Okay, this is my favorite part. I love adding palm trees and stuff. Hold on. I love drawing palm trees. Palm tree is my favorite tree. Just trivia.
Where's
Eddie, if
Eddie?
you want to add that to the wiki. That's a horrible palm tree. Hold on. I can do better.
We have so many other things that Eddie should be adding to the wiki. All of our Patreon
I
stories and stuff.
know.
Like he's adding Chris likes the color blue. In the mail for your birthday, it's gonna be like uh an eyebrow kit and some palm trees.
So whenever I get my haircut, I've always asked them, "Can you do my eyebrows?" And what they do is they like to make them like very handsome. I already have handsome eyebrows, but they go and like shape them for me, but not in a really. They just kind of make the long.
Yeah, you gotta take care of them.
Then we need to have like a lagoon or something here, like a not a lagoon. What is that? Like a moat?
Yeah, moat is the word that you're looking for, but lagoon sounds cooler.
Lagoon.
Maybe they built it on a lagoon.
Maybe they did. Okay. See, the fun thing that I like to do with fish bowls is to have it kind of curve up to the edges of the Flux Destiny to give it like, it kind of makes it like a curved reality sort of feel to it. You know, whenever you have it.
Yes. Yeah, like it's pressing up against the glass.
Right.
Or what? It's not glass, but you know what I mean. Almost like it
Right.
could be glass.
Gotta put all these palm trees. And there was something else you guys wanted in here. Am I wrong about that? You know, we could put a like at the top of the skull, we could put a giant window or something. I don't know. What, you're laughing at me? You don't like that?
I trust you more than anything.
Wait, so you didn't like the window? Tell me now, and I'll stop it.
I think it looks. I like the way that the skull looks as it is.
Okay,
but
that's all you had to say. Okay.
it's not up. I don't want it to be up to me.
No.
I'm particular.
No, that's why I'm asking you. Ella has a way of telling me whenever I'm about to make a bad move. She's like, "Well, if you want to do that, you know, it's your choice, your choice." And I know whenever she says that, I better not do what.
No, I don't. I don't want that to be my tell. I want it to be. I don't like that.
No, I like it because
you can make it whatever you want it to be, but you know, you should think about it. That's all.
Okay, we're gonna put another moat here. Like over here is gonna be a moat going this way. This is turning out really cool.
Maybe add some vines or something.
Oh, some vines. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do that. Okay, hold on. So we've got like.
It's a little too clean, I think.
Who am I all of a sudden?
What are you talking about? You've always been like this. Your art has always been really good.
Thank you. I'm just being a tool. Okay. We're going to put this. Then let's add some more trees. I went kind of crazy with this one. I'm having fun with this.
It's really cool.
I imagine if you drop a fishbowl, it shatters and then everything inside just evaporates. I just see it just like in a it would not be like a puff of smoke. It would be like light. It would be like a burst of light because it's made of karma, right?
Yeah.
So
I talk about that in the tutorial book that I wrote. These escape artists are running and trying to juggle all these fishbowls, and some of them they've spun up and they've dropped, and it's sort of like shatters, but then the stuff in it like hangs for a moment and then just kind of like you know what I mean, and disappears.
Yeah,
because it's like it's there for a moment and then it just sort of outside of the containment it just disappears.
I loved that idea, by the way, the one about the fishbowls. That was really cute.
This looks really, really good.
Look at me all of a sudden. Oh my, Jesus. I can draw environments way faster than I can draw people. People is a lot harder. So it takes me a little longer to. Actually, I need to put one up here in the front. Hold on. I need to put some up here to give some. Couple palm trees here. In front. I want to live here. And I want everyone to leave me alone. Okay.
When we become the richest company in the world, this would be the.
Rick, don't
I'll have
talk
to
to me.
knock on the skull and be like, Chris,
Yeah.
you're not answering your emails.
It's funny. Oh, Chris, what a scamp. Okay. Whoops. What else? I can barely fit anything.
What else? It's filled.
That looks really cool. Look at that.
Yeah, I like that one.
I'm pretty proud of that.
Can you show us all three?
Dang. Okay, wait. Before we do that, I got to put some little little accoutrement around the sides. Like we need to design it. We need to design the base. Hold on. I could do like that. I don't know if I can do it from memory. There's this cool. How does it work? It's you see it a lot in like Chinese design, which would be really cool to like put these different kind of things together. There's like there's this box shape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Well, maybe it has like jewels or something in the side.
Jewels.
Like it's a little bit more Aztec. You know what I mean?
More Aztec. Okay.
Or maybe the Flux Destiny is sort of spilling out, and it's covered with vines and stuff.
Covered with
You do your box. You do your like cool ornament thing that you were doing. I was just throwing ideas out. You do what you've got your set, and I love it.
Okay. Let me just do like. Hold on. I gotta look up. This what I'm talking about. Hold on, because there's a specific shape. Because it would be kind of cool to put the two things together to do like this like Egyptian Chinese. Hold on. Okay, I think I found it. Okay. No, that'll take too long. Oh, let me find something simpler. There's different ones, but this one is a little too complicated. Okay. I think I found it. This is one I can do.
When you move away from your mic, it kind of sounds like the ramblings of like. Because I can barely hear you, and you're like muttering.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so I got to tell you something. When I was in Kung Fu the other day, the teacher had like a camera set up. He has a zoom camera because there's another school in California that we train with. Mm-hmm. And I saw myself for the first time. And I'm here to report that I look nowhere near as cool as I think in my head when I'm doing Kung Fu. Like in my mind, I think I'm so cool doing it because I know these different forms. I am not cool. Okay? I just want you to know it. But I do make sound effects. I do. And they're always like, there's like, why are you making sound effects? I was like, because it's cool. It's just fun. I go.
You're like that guy in Star Wars. I don't remember which one did it, but was always making sound effects.
Which one was that?
With the lightsaber.
Oh, right.
Hi, are you gonna come all the way over, or are you just gonna stand just off screen so I look crazy? Oscar. Well, come here then.
I kind of ditched my pattern idea because it would take too long. I don't think you guys want to watch me draw patterns. Look at... Dang, dude! What is happening today? Look at that. Dang.
It looks so good.
Okay, I'm gonna just do one more thing, okay? And then we'll close it up. And I'm gonna put just a little bit of shading on it, okay? Because this already looks
Okay.
so cool that Ella, I have to. I'm sorry.
Is this one your favorite one?
Just because it's like, hold on. Just because it's oh my lord. Oh my Lanta. Look at this.
You know, Chris, you and I kind of look like we're in fish bowls.
True. True. That is very true. I put a little bit of shadow. I kind of like drawing in this inverse style now.
Yeah, like just like a couple of colors, or
Yeah, just drawing. Well, just drawing black and white is I think it's kind of liberating. You know, I used to get so caught up with like doing the manga, the web comics now in the manga style now. I'm really enjoying. Like I cannot explain to you how much I enjoy it. Like it is um it's a feeling I cannot describe. Okay, then we have a little bit of whose idea was this?
I think it was Katie's for the jungle.
The jungle and the pyramid. So the pyramid
It
was
was
Mark.
Entity talked about Entity and Light were talking about like a crystal skull. Um, Josh said vines. I don't know. I don't. There was about everybody.
Okay, whose idea? Who was okay? Well, I was gonna put whoever's name was on the like on the front, but it's so many people that I don't want to leave
I know
anyone out.
everybody. It's everybody who attended the stream.
Yeah.
All the Fortunans.
What we'll do is look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put right here. I want you to trust me on this, okay? Are you gonna trust me? I don't know if you trust me.
I trust you.
Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put. You see in this like window, this eye window over here. We're gonna put all of you guys in here. So here's you, and here's Entity, and here's Carl and Katie, and here we've got Josh and Mark. So you guys are all there standing in the window. How about
We're
that?
getting sacrificed.
And then, how's that?
I
That's
love
good.
it. I love
Okay,
it.
wait. Entity wanted his name on the bottle one. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
we need people in the window of the ship that's going down.
Okay, so let me. Oops, sorry there. I'm gonna put right over here, Christopher. What is wrong with you? Okay, I'm gonna say on this one, we're just gonna put a little engraving for Entity from Chrysler. That's obviously not my name. Okay. And Drew, yeah, you're in there too. So I want you all to trust that you've all been represented in this thing that I can't believe I actually. Oh wait. We got to throw in Oscar in here too. So Oscar's going to be over here. Why is this not working? We're going to put Oscar. He's going to be climbing around. He's going to be climbing around over here, Kitty. Uh-oh, no. No. Look how close we're going to get. He's here in the window. And you can even see his little tail here. And then we're gonna carve out his eyes too. Here, let's see. You can see his eyes.
Aww. I love it. He will be honored. He loves Chris. Anytime Chris starts talking, here comes Oscar.
Look how
Just
cute
loves
that is.
him.
So, from very far away, trust me, there's a kitty there. As we zoom in closer, we can find Oscar there.
Oscar's the little booger. Of course
Yeah,
he
the
is.
booger. Okay, wait. Let me. One last thing. I can't not do this real quick.
Well,
Hold
why
on.
don't you finish up? Do you want me to? I realize we haven't told everybody about the new sort of Reddit thing that we have.
Oh,
Um,
oh yeah. Go ahead. I'll do
okay,
this.
so I know this is funny. We haven't told anybody yet. For a couple of weeks now, we have had a Reddit page that is up. It's just called Flux Destiny. It has our smiling Hugo, our waving Hugo on it. Please come join. Please come ask questions. Please come talk to us. We're hopefully going to be doing. That's sort of our place to reach out to other people, to introduce the webcomic, to answer questions for people who might not be in the Discord yet. So if you are interested in seeing some, different content and stuff on there, or asking questions on there, please go there. Obviously, Discord's like our main source for our community, but if you want to go on to Reddit and direct people to our new subreddit, please do, because we could use the help. We could definitely, we're trying to get people to find our channel and to find our page. So if you're on Reddit or like Reddit a lot, help us out, come join us. I think we're called the Fortunins, which I think is great. I really love that. It's super fun, and there's not much on there right now, but there will be. And so we hope to get more people. If you have friends on Reddit, let them know, and we'll answer their questions and get them all caught up.
Yeah, there's all sorts of. It's kind of like Discord is for like our our patrons and supporters, but you can go to Reddit for like the public stuff. We just started it, like she said, and if you go to links.fluxdestiny.com, that takes you to all like our link tree, so it's there. You can get to the link to our Reddit from there. Sorry, I had to draw Hugo admiring the.
He's cute.
Really, really bad drawing of Hugo. A really chubby faced Hugo. Sorry. There.
He looks a little bit like a cookie.
Yeah, he does look like a cookie. He's like, have you seen those memes where they have like the ice creams and it'll show like Sonic or SpongeBob and then they show you the back of it?
He's a gumball ice cream. Yes.
Yeah, that's what this is. That's what basically that is.
Hilarious.
All right. I had a great time. Thank you guys so much. This was a lot of fun. We got to do more of these because these are fun to do. The fishbowl ones. I think I'm just like, I feel less pressure than drawing people when I have to do this. And this was fun. And go join that. Go join our Patreon. Go look at our social stuff. I'm going back to work now because I got a lot of stuff to draw and write for you guys. So, and Ella does too. So this was a fun little break to come see you guys. All right, Ella, thank you for hosting, and we will. There we go. Now we're back to normal. We'll see you guys soon. Good night.